For those of you who love vintage-inspired military pilot watches, IXDAO's latest release really stands out. It has a refreshing, stylish design, impressive specs, and solid build quality. If you're not yet familiar with the brand, I think they're up there with San Martin, delivering a similar level of craftsmanship at an even more affordable price point. The dial is a real standout, and it's available in 4 colors: blue, green, black, and white, each adding its own character. Plus, there's plenty of functionality thanks to the chronograph complication and the rotating timing bezel, all of which is packed into a slim, well-built case with nice finishing and perfectly balanced dimensions. A lot of thoughtful details while delivering on that old-school charm. This pilot chronograph uses a classic bicompax layout executed on a sandwich dial, meaning there are 2 layers, allowing for more depth and separation between the different sections. Because of this, the subdials sit just a little recessed below the main portion of the dial, which helps with legibility and creates a cool effect. The black and white dial options come with a flat, glossy finish, while the green and blue has a little bit of a linen finish that really caught my eye and led me to go that route. I like how it adds another level of character to the design, and I've been wanting to add a blue dial to my collection. Speaking of the blue, I'm totally digging this navy blue. I wouldn't call it a sunburst effect, but there's a shimmer on the dial at certain angles and lighting that kind of looks metallic. It definitely creates a cool visual. Along with the 2 subdials, the numerals running around the outside perimeter have a faux patina finish, which sometimes can look a little bit cheesy or just throw off the design, but IXDAO nailed it. The tan, creamy hue looks perfect with the blue, creating a fun, cohesive design. Just below the 12 is the brand's logo, one that looks good and helps fill in that gap. There is just a tiny bit of text above the 6 that says check altitude. Whether you're into that or not, it's very small and hard to see in person, so no worries there. If anything, like the logo, it helps fill in the gap and adds a splash of white, balancing out the color scheme and ties in with the hands. There is a thin chapter ring on the outside that uses white for the minute markers, again tying in with the white text. I do like how thin and compact everything is. There's plenty going on across the dial, but it all flows and doesn't look busy. It's definitely a sporty design with a classic and elegant touch. I mentioned the hands, which are framed in white, a classic design of pilot watches, and then filled with lume, this one using the same faux patina color found on the dial, and it all matches perfectly. It can be quite frustrating when a watch uses parts from different watches all coming together, and hope people are okay with the colors not matching. This often happens with lume-filled sections, but all good on this watch. The hands uses the cathedral style, a great choice for this style of watch. The chronograph hand, though, uses the blue found on the dial and filled the tip with that tan faux patina. Protecting it all is a really well-made top hat style sapphire crystal. This refers to a style of crystal where it has an extra thickness that goes beyond the case, with a rounded edge. It offers a unique profile that creates a glowing ring of light and a bit of a halo of milky white that surrounds the dial. It looks cool and a nod to its old school blueprint. It also has a generous coating of anti-reflective treatment because this dial looks so crisp and legible at any angle or lighting. I noticed this on a previous IXDAO watch I reviewed, and it seems like they put effort into using really quality sapphire crystals because they're 2 for 2. The case is simple but definitely crafted with care. The cuts and angles are clean and has a brush finish on the tops and sides. There is a polished chamfer along the lugs, extending the full length of the case, helping with separation and another level of detail. It's worth noting the brushing is executed really well, giving off a nice satin finish. The case is super thin at just 11.8 millimeters, so it looks awesome on the wrist and wears comfortably. The diameter is 39 millimeters, a size I think is just right in that sweet spot for a chronograph. Because of the pushers, chronos can wear a bit larger, so 39 is a great choice to give room for everything. As far as those pushers, it uses the classic pump style and features one in blue, adding a fun touch of style and of course tying in with the main color scheme. The crown adds another cool detail with a slightly oversized onion shape, a common style for pilot watches. It also features an embossed logo. And then this bezel. Definitely a big standout feature of the watch and the overall design. The fluted execution looks a little bit like a coin edge, but continues the full perimeter, creating a super awesome look. It also has a polished finish, letting it pop against the brush case, adding nice contrast. It does rotate unidirectionally, so that's cool to have that added function if you need to time anything or actually use it as a pilot. It does have a blue mark at the 12 o'clock pip, adding another connection to the blue theme. The bezel action is solid, no backplay, lines up nicely, and has that tool watch feel when rotating. The watch comes equipped on a blue matching rubber strap with rivets on each end, another classic pilot watch design. This is really nice rubber, super soft, pliable, and comfortable. I definitely love how it looks on the watch, but to help show it off in different ways, it looks equally as good on brown and black leather straps. Interestingly, the clasp is detailed with polished chamfered edges, nice vertical brushing, and an engraved logo. I mean, they could have just threw on a generic one, but hats off to them for putting that effort. If anything, I think this clasp is symbolic. The watch is really nice, and why skimp on any detail? Even the case back is detailed and thoughtful, a component of a watch I don't usually pay much attention to, but once again, IXDAO thought of everything. The fact that it has a similar design to the fluted bezel is a bit wild, though of course in a good way. There's also the brand's logo, some branding, and details on the specs. And lastly, the movement. Inside powering the engine is my favorite, a Seiko Mecha Quartz. They're incredibly accurate and has that sweeping hand motion like an automatic. Specifically, this one runs on the VK64, which states an accuracy of plus or minus 15 seconds per month, but my experience is way better than that, more like a second or two slow per month, maybe even better. For context, I have a 7-inch wrist and definitely think it wears really well. It has plenty of wrist presence without looking over the top or anything like that, and still leaves some room for those with smaller wrists to wear comfortably. I really like the slim profile and how it sits on the wrist. The watch is really fun, cool vibe, something a little different, very much a vintage look, but still modern both in looks and construction. IXDAO doesn't seem to release too many watches compared to some other brands, and it makes sense why. They put a lot of effort into the watches they do make, and that can take time. I really do feel they rival San Martin, and that says a lot. SM is the leader, and they really set the standards, not just for watches on AliExpress, but in general. Their quality-to-price ratio is impressive and value-packed, though a bit higher priced than where IXDAO is at. There is a big summer sale going on, and the price is $188. On top of that, there's a $20 off discount I'll have in the description, taking it down to $168. A great price for a watch with these details. I do plan to get another one of their watches, but I'm a little conflicted on which one to choose, so I'm hoping you could help. First, I'm considering this dive watch with a tuxedo dial. There's something really cool and unique about the design, and it's made of titanium, which I've really grown to enjoy. It gives off a more gray hue, and it's super lightweight. Then the other option I'm looking at is a totally different dive watch that uses a cushion-style case and comes equipped on a beads of rice style bracelet. Really interesting design and refreshing take on a diver. If I do go this route, there's then the choice of the dragon scale dial finish or the wave pattern. I'm leaning towards the wave pattern, but definitely open to input, so let me know which watch and dial finish you're most interested in seeing me review. That's all for today. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.